Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at another card which is going to be ridiculously rare and incredibly difficult to get hold of. You may have this card, but you don't have this card, ladies and gentlemen. And if that sounds a little bit confusing, don't worry, I'm here to explain everything. You see, over in China at the moment, and we are talking mainland China, not Hong Kong and Taiwan, there is a battle party set tournament going on. And it is going to be an offline tournament. It is going to be going on for 64 players. And it is happening from September the 16th to December the 17th. So there are going to be a series of these. There are, in fact, going to be, I think, 300 of these. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, 300 of them. And if you win, you get yourself an Olivia, and this Olivia is limited to 300 worldwide. There are only 300 of these Olivia being given out in the whole world. Obviously, we're talking about the ones with a battle party set stamp and, the Chinese language and all of that. Simplified Chinese, because we're on mainland China, not traditional Chinese in Hong Kong and Taiwan. And that is going to make it one of the rarest and most expensive Pokemon cards we've seen. It's going to get a little bit ridiculous. Anyone want to take a road trip to China to compete in this tournament and try and win one of these? Does seem like a very long way to go, frankly. But I would like to win one of these cards. Hey-ho. So what's actually going on then? Well, we are doing this tournament with the Battle Party set. Now, this is something we talked about a little while ago. And basically what's going on here is, well, it's kind of random, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. You get yourself a box and you get yourself a random deck that you are essentially competing with. You can see there are 8 on the screen here, and that is basically what's happening. So each player gets given at random 1 box of Battle Party set, and off you go. Now what's actually happening is there are 64 people that are put into 8 groups of 8, and then basically each of the groups of 8 get 8 of these, and they get 1 each. So within each group of 8, each of them will have 1 with Venusaur and Snivy, 1 with Charizard and Braixen, 1 with Blastoise and Piplup, etc., etc. So, in a group of 8 people, each of them will have 1 of these, but nobody will double up on the deck. And obviously, as we look at this, 3 of them have got tag teams. They seem pretty good. But then, 3 of them have got GXs. Well, they seem pretty good. And then 2 have non-GXs. Remember GXs because we're talking about Sword and Shield. Having said that, the Raichu is the one that does 20 damage for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon, which is actually pretty good and it's a huge amount of potential. And then the Steelix is the one that lets you discard any number of Pokemon you like with a retreat cost of exactly 4 from your hand, dealing 50 for each one discarded. So they're actually pretty decent cards in there as well. And it's a weird kind of thing doing a tournament like this because, let's face it, right? There's no way these are going to be even. It's just not going to be the case. One of these is going to be better than the rest, so there are going to be some people that are sitting down with this and being like, yay! And there are going to be other people that are sitting down having a look at this and being like, brilliant, this is not the one I wanted, things are going very, very badly. Sorry about that, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. That is just the way it goes. But it is absolutely worth it. Like, if you can go and get the win here, getting this card, this is going to be a very rare, very sought after card. This is one that is going to be very difficult to actually get hold of. So it's one of those where, yeah, you're going to have to work for it, but it is going to be worth it. And we've actually covered quite a lot of this stuff coming out of mainland China over the past few months, because a lot of it is extremely cool. A lot of the products they are getting are just frankly better than what's being given out or being sold in other parts of the world. A lot of these tournaments, I mean, can you imagine having a tournament like this in Europe, in North America, where you basically get 1 of 8 decks and play this tournament, and the winner gets a card which is limited to 300 in the world, 8 decks, trophy card limited to 300. Like, tell me you wouldn't want to go and compete in this. Tell me you wouldn't be kind of prioritizing that. Because there's going to be two kinds of people that want to enter this tournament. There's going to be people that want to get this card because it's limited to 300, and that's awesome. And then there's going to be people that want to get this card because it's limited to 300, and that means they're going to be able to sell it and make a little bit of a profit. Either way, this is going to be a very sought-after card that a lot of people are going to like. Now, weirdly, Olivia is actually being just made available for people who enter the tournament. If you enter the tournament, you get yourself regular Olivia, although it is stamped. I'm not sure if it's exclusive. Now, it is described on the website, Google Translate, take it with a pinch of salt, etc. All trainers who participate will receive a new bonus card, Lizzie. So it's Olivia in English, but it's apparently translated as Lizzie in China. And I don't know if this is actually exclusive. If it's actually, you can only get it here, whether it's going to be included in packs as well. I hope it's just a stamped version that's new and the regular card is available in packs. Because frankly, if it's only available here, that is kind of awkward. And I'm not saying that Olivia is some kind of like massive powerhouse, amazing card or anything stupid like that. But I'm saying any card that's hard to get is a little bit of a problem. Olivia lets you search your deck for 2 Pokemon GX, reveal them and put them into your hand. It's a cool card. I saw it popping up in a few decks here and there. That's not really the point. The point is having any card which is hard to get hold of becomes just a little bit awkward, quite frankly. I mean, I'm going and having a look on Limitless and having a look at Olivia as a card, and it did see some play. Basically only really saw play apparently in Zoroark Persian decks. But look, I mean, Tord Rekler played it, and Nico Alabas played it, and Robin Schultz played it, and Pedro Eugenio Torres played it. So you know what? Those are some high level, we've got a former world champion, we've got the best player in the world. So look, I'm not saying that this is an absolutely must-play stunning card, but I am saying that having any card which is hard to get and very, very rare is a problem for players as a whole, so I really hope this is available elsewhere. So you get the regular one for competing, you get the full art one for actually winning, and I don't know what to do about the value of this card. I don't know exactly how expensive this could get. Like, if we go and have a look over on TCG Player, this is not a terribly expensive card. This is, well, it's about a $20 card-ish. Like, it's gone up over the past year from a $10 card to about a $20 card, which on the one hand is doubled in price, and on the other hand is like still only a $20 card. And the last couple of sales were $21.85 and $21.35, and they were actually in the past kind of week as I record this. So it's a card that, people are starting to get in on, and it's also one of those, it's a card that a lot of people aren't going to be paying attention to. So it's a kind of card which isn't really going to jump up in price immediately. In Sun and Moon, you've got cards like Lily out there. This isn't that kind of card. So it's one that I think a bunch of people might be sleeping on, and then maybe this is one of those cards that in a few years' time, everyone turns around and goes, oh, Olivia, yeah, that's one of those full art supporters from Sun and Moon. No one ever really cared about it, and then maybe we see a spike in price later on, or maybe we don't. I don't know. It's just an opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Either way, it is a pretty cool card, and the English version is cool, but make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, this Chinese version, this is where the value's going to be. And this also strikes me as a kind of collectible card people are going to be, really sleeping on. Because who's going to be rushing out to get this Chinese version of Lily? The answer is probably not many people. I think that's probably a fair prediction. And then there's going to come a point where somebody's going to realise, hang on a second, only 300 of these exist in the world, and we could see a full-on price spike. Take Masked Royal. Masked Royal is not a good card. It's not a particularly attractive card. Sorry to the one person who, you want to know who I'm talking about. It's not particularly great. What it is a card where only 100 copies exist. And that alone pushes the price up. Although, fun little side note, Full Art Masked Royal never actually got an English release. Obviously, Olivia does. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. We got this weird card, which is not actually that weird, but it is stamped, and it is exclusive to 300. in China, and it's going to be a very, very rare card. As to how valuable and sought after it's going to be, I guess we'll have to wait and see in the future. But for now, I want to hear your opinions on this. I want to know how much you want this card. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section. Get us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been a supporter of ours for quite a long time now, and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout-out to them for the support and for the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.